Hi, we here. Welcome to episode 13 of Versus Mike History. I'm your host, Michael History. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, I review music, television, and film, interview guests from all walks of life, and provide social commentary and lifestyle topics. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you choose to listen. And if we aren't on your preferred platform, let us know, and we'll do our best to change that. Hello, world. Hello, world. Hello, world. How y'all doing? If you're listening to this, happy 420 to all my smokers and THC connoisseurs. It's been a good week. I can't lie. My spirits are up, and there's a lot to talk about this week. A lot of new music came out. There's a lot of good TV. There's a lot of good documentaries out. There's a lot of movies I want to talk about, and I'm feeling good. This episode is being recorded on Sunday, which means that I got the opportunity to watch the first part. I know 2 parts came out, but I got the opportunity to watch the first part of the Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance. And since we're celebrating this documentary being premiered, I want to go ahead and dedicate the Design of the Week to Jordan himself, and that being the Band Ones. Yes, the Air Jordan Band Ones. That's going to be the Design of the Week. So I'm going to read a little excerpt that I wrote for it. So, during Michael Jordan's rookie year, Nike campaigned aggressively to sign a rising star. Michael had his mind set on signing with Converse, as he preferred the hoop and Chuck Taylors because the soles were closer to the floor. But after being worn down, Michael gave in. Nike's creative director at the time, Peter C. Moore, was tasked with designing Jordan's first shoe. Now, upon completion, Jordan was skeptical about what Moore had created, being completely unfamiliar with a leather two-color upper. But once the shoes were worn in the game and NBA threatened a fine over a violation of uniform policy, the rest was history. Now, Michael didn't wear these because of that letter, that infamous letter that was sent to him, but also because it was his rookie year, he had to wear a different shoe that resembled the Band Ones. And I just wanted to dedicate that to Mike. But anyway, what's good? I don't know. I mean, like, a lot of stuff came out. I guess let's start with The Last Dance though. A beautiful way to bring in that documentary with the focus being on how the team wanted to wanted to get rebuilt by Jerry Krause. Like, I don't understand how a franchise wins 3 championships and then the star of the team leaves and then y'all don't win, and then he comes back and y'all win 2 more, and you start to think about rebuilding. But I mean, obviously the relationship between Mike and Jerry Krause just wasn't there, and with Jerry bringing in Phil, I guess he probably felt like he wasn't being backed by the person that he brought into the job. And it's real interesting to see. And what else? We focused on Michael coming up and UNC and winning a championship in his freshman year, and then him staying there 2 more years, and him having people tell him like, yo, like, you're ready for the NBA. Like, this is what's meant for you. And then he goes to the Chicago Bulls, and he's rookie of the year. In his first year, like, it's insane seeing that much greatness being condensed into a piece of media or a piece of art to show you like how great somebody is in terms of talent. It really amazed me, and I'm still excited about it, and you could probably hear it in my voice, but the GOAT is the GOAT, you know what I mean? Like, and he was destined to be as great as he was just because his mindset, his mentality was so different from everybody else, and he was just so competitive. And I just think that is dope. But let's move on to new music. So a lot of people put out new music. Westside Gunn put out a project. Playboi Carti dropped a single. 21 Savage dropped a single featuring Summer Walker. Cudi dropped a single. Kelly Rowland dropped a fire single. Division dropped an album. Tom Misch, he dropped a single. And I'm sure there's some people that I'm missing, but these are the people that I wrote down and the people that I listen to. So I think that pretty much all of the people I just mentioned put out good music. The Cudi song, I don't know. I feel like it had to grow on me. Like the first time I was like, I don't really know. And then I listened to it again and I was like, you know what, I'm feeling it. So that's kind of where I'm at with listening to music and stuff right now too. Like I don't like judging a body of music off of its the first listen because, you know, you don't know where you at and, you know, environment matters and your state of mind and all of that stuff. All of that stuff really takes a toll when you like ingest in new music and new sounds and stuff like that. But the 21 Savage record with Summer Walker, I don't know. I felt like it needed to grow on me as well, but it hasn't. I've been a Summer fan since like she popped, but like I don't know. Like I feel like two artists who would come together to make a hit record, it would make this makes sense, but on paper, but like the execution just wasn't there. And you know, it is what it is. But regardless, Kelly Rowland, she dropped a fire single, Coffee. I didn't see the video. I think a video dropped though. And you know, we all love us some Kelly Rowland. Hey Kelly, if you're listening, I hope you're a fan of the show. Division dropped their album. Their album is dope. It's like really chill. It's like I don't know. But it's really it's really a vibe. But the weird part about this album, the weird thing about this album to me is just that like the first two Division albums sounded like collaborative projects, and this one sounds more like a producer trying to produce an artist rather than a producer artist combo. I don't know if that makes sense, but like it just doesn't. I don't know. Their sound is definitely changing and progressing because it's not worse music. It's just different. Like it's a different experience, and it's dope to see these guys flourish because like I feel like I remember when they first popped, and Division is dope. Tom Misch, my favorite white boy who could sing R&B. Not really R&B. I'm gelling, but he dropped a single featuring Freddie Gibbs. It's a whole chill, woodsy vibe, Montclair, New Jersey vibe, and I fuck with it. Some movies. What did I watch this week? I watched early in the week. I watched The Talented Mr. Ripley. That's on Netflix. That stars Matt Damon. He's a guy that basically swindles his way into like this rich family's inner circle by impersonating a Princeton student, and it's really interesting. It's like a really old. It's like an old Matt Damon movie. It's really dope. Like I like the type of movies that Matt Damon did when he was early in his career, because they were more like twisty turny and dramas and stuff like that. And I feel like he kind of became more of a blockbuster outside of like the Bourne trilogy, because he's untouchable because of those. But regardless, what else? I watched College Behind Bars. College Behind Bars meant a lot to me, because it's about this prison in upstate New York, and they have a college program called BPI, Bard Prison Institution, and it's basically college, and it's dope to see. And the documentary basically follows a bunch of students that are going through the program and talks about their life and what they're studying and their relationships with the professors, and they interview the professors, and it's like a whole thing. And it's really crazy because it just highlights how much education is important, because all the prisoners are so articulate and they take it so seriously, and the people who aren't in prison, they like take advantage of it. And it just shows like a class imbalance. Like, I'm getting in my sociology bag, but regardless, it was a very dope it was a very dope documentary. It's 4 parts. I would suggest everybody to go watch it. Um, and yeah, like that's just how I feel. Like, I really like stuff like that. But I really think it's worth your time if you know, want to learn about the American system and how people had access to college and prison, and then the Clinton crime bill wiped it all away. But yeah. So what else we got? I don't know. What else we got? I guess we could talk about Insecure now. Really? I guess so. Insecure. Wow. I just finished watching it before I started recording, and it was really interesting because I don't know, like, Molly and Nisa's relationship is getting real spooky. It's getting real spooky, and I don't know. I didn't really like. I wouldn't really put that big of a deal on it, but it just shows that we're supposed to care about how it's happening the way it is. And what I mean by that is just that, like, Issa's and Molly are making plans, and then Condola will be there, and you know, Molly's like, "Yo, what's going on?" And Issa's like, "What do you mean?" And Issa's, you know, just full force going and being successful with the block party and stuff like that, and she's not really updating Molly on it. I think that, and that little bit of information in the beginning of the episode was definitely helpful because it laid the groundwork for what would happen towards the end of the episode, and basically what happened throughout, really. But yeah, like, it's just, I like it. It's weird to see this relationship unravel because it's so real. Like, there's always people in your life who are like around, or like people who have been in your life forever, you know what I mean? And then one day, like, you guys wake up and y'all just don't see eye to eye about life. And like, I feel like, I don't know what the fundamental issue is with them, which is the entertaining part about the season so far. But I definitely want to see more of it as we go further along. Yeah. That was good TV. Insecure is a really good show, man. What else we got to talk about? Not much. Wow, this is a really short episode. I'm trying to think. Oh, I remember. This is what happened. Okay, so I wanted to talk about Black as Fuck on Netflix, or Black AF. I don't know what people call it. And because it premiered on this past Friday, and everybody was on Twitter saying, you know, Kenya Barris, he makes the same show over and over and over again. Black as Fuck is like so typical. Da 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 da. I miss old black shows, and da da da. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, he does make the same show. And I was like agreeing with people, and I hadn't even seen the show or whatever. So it was funny because I just like had this predetermined mindset that like I was gonna go into watching the show, and then I just wasn't gonna fuck with it because I seen most of his other stuff. Regardless, I chose to sit and watch the show, and I fuck with it. Like, I fuck with it. Like, I think that it's dope. I think that it's literally just a Netflix version of Blackish, but regardless of the fact, it's funnier. Like, it's realer, and like, they have more creative freedom to do other stuff. So, I mean, like, I like the idea, and if you can milk it, you can milk it, and like, get your money, bro. But I mean, I see both sides. It's just that, like, you know, we living in a time of like black producers. Like, we got a good amount of black producers and people, black writers and directors and stuff like that. Like, now is the time, if you're a black filmmaker, to like get involved in the industry and like take what's yours. And everything is so exciting to me because Tyler Perry and his studio and whatever. But yeah, you know, like, I can't be mad at the guy. But what I will say is that there is a clear distinction between classic black, I'll call them, black shows of the 90s, really, and even some shows of the 2000s, and new black shows. And these are shows that I would consider classic black shows. Martin, Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Cosby Show, A Different World, even Bernie Mac Show, even My Wife and Kids, even, I dare say, Everybody Hates Chris. I would even say that show too. New shows, Blackish. I don't want to. Okay. I don't want to get into it, but I don't want to get into the new shows. But you get what I'm saying. I'll just use Blackish as the lone competitor against all the classic black shows I've named. But like these new shows, man, I feel like they're black shows for white people, and they're not like black shows for black people. Like classic black shows were just black people doing regular stuff. It wasn't black people on TV talking about lit and we turned up and dealing with racism. Like what? Like why is okay? So we know we deal with racism consistently in the workplace, but why is that a consistent topic in a comedy show? Like that's not funny. You know what I mean? Like, and new black shows kind of do that. And even like, and I fuck with the show, but even the first 2 seasons of Insecure did that, like with the We Got Y'all. But I know it was like a point to make with it, like, oh, you work for this organization with like racist undertones, but like it's clear how the comedy has changed in terms of black shows, because black shows used to be more like internal and we're going to focus on black issues, and it's more so black people dealing with white. Now, I don't want to say it's black people dealing with white issues, because white people issues is everybody issues. But there's a clear distinction, and it's just funny to me that like people don't see that. And like I know that these new shows, they get like really good numbers and you're getting syndication and everything like that. And I salute everybody. I am all for the black creator, but I just want to see more realness. Like not more like it's like rigid. Like, oh, we want to create something that fits in every space. No, like create it for our space and let it be elegant here. And that's just how I feel about it. Like that's just how I feel. All right, last but not least, I ran a poll on Twitter asking you guys what film I should review for 420. The options were How High, Pineapple Express, Harold and Kumar, and Half Baked. And to my surprise, not at all, you guys picked Pineapple Express. So I went ahead and watched this movie, which is, I'm gonna get into it a little bit, but let me talk about like the bare basics of this movie. So Pineapple Express is a 2008 American buddy stoner action comedy film directed by Gordon Green. It stars Seth Rogen and James Franco, and is written by Seth Rogen and his long-standing friend and business partner Evan Goldberg. Most people would say that this is like the quintessential stoner film, I guess, of our generation. And I mean, I guess I would have to agree. Well, I mean, I guess I agree with that in the past. And like it's not a bad movie at all. I just have different thoughts. I have many thoughts after having watching it again this time. So Columbia Films released the film on August 6, 2008. It grossed over $102 million worldwide on a $26 million budget, so it was very successful. And the film received generally positive reviews from critics. And Franco was nominated for a Golden Globe Award for his performance. Now let me get into it. The movie is basically about a guy who's a process server, going out and serving people, and then like when he's going to serve this guy who like has this super intricate fucking uh weed business, he sees him kill another guy, and he throws a joint that guy happens to be selling only in that city. The main character's name is Dale, starring the role that Seth Rogen plays. So the person who Dale buys the weed from is Saul, and he's boasting about how, he doesn't like this. I'm the only person who has this in town. Yada yada yada. Dale's not really like trying to sit and chill with him because he wants to go meet up with his girlfriend, but he's like, all right, I'm gonna smoke this with you. Yada yada yada. They smoke a cross joint, whatever. Cool. Now, everything that happens after Dale catches the guy Ted, shooting the other guy, the Koreans, I believe it was, or the Chinese. Everything about this movie is wild. Like, is literally like, I feel like you definitely this movie is funny. I will say that. I like it still holds up for sure. But I don't know. Like my opinion about it is just different now. Like it wasn't as funny. I don't know if it was like, I guess that. And I don't know, this is gonna sound super social justicey, but like the whole time I was thinking like, damn, like I feel like black people could do this better. That's just how I feel. Like, it's not like this is how I am with those types of comedies. Like I would rather see myself represented more, and that's not really what deterred me from it. It's just that it was a lot of things in the movie that like, as a kid, it was like, it's like kid humor, but like that stuff doesn't like it holds up from nostalgia wise, but in terms of actual quality, I don't know. I feel like we give a lot of stuff passes for nostalgia because the plot line is stupid. I'll say that, and like I can tell that a lot of scenes were improv, and it's just fucking Seth Rogen and James Franco getting high throughout the entire shoot and saying these roles, saying these lines, and the lines aren't particularly that interesting. Like I caught myself on my phone multiple times throughout watching the movie, and I hate to sound like a hater, like when reviewing a 420 movie, but especially a movie like this. But it's just the truth. Like Pineapple Express is definitely a movie that's like you can enjoy, and I feel like the best way to enjoy that movie is definitely by getting high. And I feel like, I guess if that's what makes it the best weed movie, then that's kind of trash. I don't know, because I feel like I don't know. I feel like I personally believe that How High is a funnier movie than Pineapple Express. It's just like the whole premise of like how the two guys meet, and this like super by chance, and the whole premise is ridiculous. And I feel like the premise of Pineapple Express is almost too simple, because like a lot of the things that happen throughout the movie is just like a big misunderstanding. And when it all comes like to climax towards the end of the movie, it's just like, yo, how did they even get into this position in the first place? And I know it's all supposed to be goofy and laughing and jokes and stuff like that, but I don't know. That's just how I felt about it. And now I feel like a hater. But you know what? It is what it is. And that's my honest review of it. Like, I think that Seth Rogen and James Franco had good chemistry throughout. And I think that Denny McBride was definitely, and Craig Robinson, both like had good performances and stuff like that. But a lot of the lines that were written for them were just like, this is not, I don't know. I feel like the movie is honestly a little overhyped. Like, that's just how I feel. I just feel that after that watch. Like, I'm like, yo, this movie is revered as the greatest. I mean, and it's about a strain of weed that didn't exist before, but that exists now. And it's not even like, it's a ridiculous adventure, but it's like, I don't even know how to describe it. I don't know. But, I'm not like super, I don't like super hate it. It's just, I feel like there are better weed movies than that. And I was mad too because when I made the poll, I didn't include Friday, and I should have included Friday. And now I regret it because I feel like black people obviously make the best weed movies, but that's neither here nor there. And I guess that's how I'll end the episode this week. I'm gonna make another poll. I don't know if it's gonna be this week or when, but I'm gonna make another poll for what type of movie or something that we should get into. I feel like I breezed through a lot this week, but it is what it is, and I'm trying to get better at this solo episode stuff. I'm trying to keep my energy up. I want to hear more from you guys. And it's been fun doing this. I'm gonna keep doing this. And remember, guys, go to the website versusmikehistory.com. Follow us on Twitter. We changed our handle. Is now VS Mike History, at VS Mike History. We're on Twitter at Versus Mike History. And check out the site. Check out all the episodes. Write in, comment, send us some mail. And we got some fun shit coming soon. And on that note, I'll catch you guys.